Hello, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know who I am, my name is Shook. I make NBA DFS content. I've been a professional player for 4 to 5 years now, full time. Um, yeah, and I'm all these videos that get posted to Reddit where you can ask me questions leading up to lock about the slate. After lock, I'll be there. So I'll have that link down below. If you ever need to get a hold of me, you can get a hold of me on Twitter right here. I'll have that link down below. And then if you're looking for more in-depth content, I'll have my Discord link down below where I have sportsbook plays, private videos right here, player pools with cores and stuff like that. Sportsbook plays here. I post a lot of volume for sportsbooks, recap them all and stuff like that. So I'll have my Discord link down below. All right, let's get into my lineups from the past 2 days. We'll go over Draftkings first. Past 2 days on Draftkings, I kind of go a little bit lighter on Draftkings in the playoffs just because the contests are not amazing. I've been playing a lot more volume on FanDuel for the playoffs, which has been great. So this was 2 days ago. Paolo Banchero sunk me. I didn't cash any of my lineups on Draftkings 2 days ago. Bam Adebayo, this was yesterday. As you can see, I don't have Josh Giddey. I thought Giddey was way overowned. And you can see in this lineup that worked out perfectly. I thought Klay Thompson was one of the better plays in the slate at his ownership, so I played a lot of Klay Thompson. And yeah, my takes for this slate were like, I wanted to be underweight to Josh Giddey. I wanted to be overweight to Tyler Herro and Bam Adebayo. Bam unfortunately didn't work out. I wanted Anthony Davis. He outscored Josh Giddey as well. So did Herro, so that worked out amazing. Davion Mitchell I wanted. He was one of the best values. Same with Trey Lyles. Same with Kevin Huerter. So I got different with these Dallas guys and Klay Thompson, Najee Marshall, right? And that worked out nicely. Unfortunately, I was still duped like 4 to 5 times, but yeah, that worked out nicely on DraftKings. So I would say for the playoffs on DraftKings, I'm maybe up a little bit. We'll go over yesterday on FanDuel, and then we'll go over the day prior. So we can go to my entries on FanDuel yesterday. I only had one entry cash. This is a $44 entry. I maxed it, so 8 entries in the 44. So I lost about 200 something dollars on FanDuel yesterday. Same kind of story. I was underweight to Giddey. I had him in 50% of my lineups on FanDuel. Klay Thompson, as you can see, Andrew Wiggins had played in every lineup. Had a lot of Klay, like I said. Zach LaVine I had in every lineup. He didn't do great. Keon I thought was one of the worst chalk values on the slate. Unfortunately, I had a lot on FanDuel. And that was it. So lost yesterday on FanDuel. But I had a really good day the first day on FanDuel. So I think I'm up money on FanDuel overall so far for the playoffs. This was my best lineup right here. Ended up getting 4th place because Muhammad Guy nuked the slate. He was in every lineup above me. But as you can see, I played Draymond Green, who I said was one of the best plays in the slate. He smashed. Wendell Carter Jr., who you guys knew I loved. He smashed. Gary Payton I liked. Steph Curry, Dyson, I did not like. I was way under the field to him. He just ended up in my best lineup. Paolo, I played just a ton of Paolo and Franz. They really sunk me. But as you can see, yeah, I would say it's like $350 worth of entries if you max the 44 on FanDuel with 8 entries. So 4, 5, 6, basically $600 here. Yes, like doubled up. So up a little bit so far in the playoffs. Hopefully you guys had a good playoffs as well, and let's just dive right into this slate. So looking at matchups here, I mean, it's a pretty damn good matchup for basically everyone. I kind of said that the same with them going up against Chicago. It's pretty similar here. Really good matchup for pretty much everyone, and we can take a look at the rotation. So as I stated in my video the other day, rookies in the playoffs, like, kind of a little bit untrustworthy. Like Chicago, they play a traditional center at all time, or they play big at all times, and you saw Khalil Ware still get cut down a fair bit. That's mainly the take there. Davion we know is going to play huge minutes. Jovic I don't expect to play. Even if he's in, he probably just DMPs, so I would expect something similar here in Davion playing huge minutes. Kyle Anderson and Haywood Highsmith, they'll mix in. maybe go with the hot hand between either of them, and then Dunk will get some minutes as well. And then the main guys, mainly Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, Andrew Wiggins will play huge minutes. Burks, I think he could not start tomorrow. I think they could just start Davion tomorrow, so just be careful with that. I wouldn't play Burks regardless. And that's mainly it. So let's look at the price points. Looking at the spend ups on the slate, I mean, I don't know how you don't like all the spend ups. Like, you have John Moran at 8-4. He's hurt, though. Trae Young, sub 10K. Not the best matchup. Tyler Hero at 9-1 in a great matchup. Bam Adebayo, we've been attacking Atlanta with bigs all year long. Good matchup for him. Anthony Davis, I don't mind the spot there. Price point came down. I think 80 is by far and away probably my favorite spend up on the slate. But man, yeah, I love Tyler Hero. Once again here, I don't care that Dyson Daniels is probably going to be on him. Dyson's actually been getting cooked defensively pretty much all second half of the year. People think just getting steals is good defense. No, sure, it's flashy, but no, Dyson's been getting cooked. Listen, Dyson, he he commits himself to one side way too much, and that allows for him to, like, get absolutely cooked sometimes. Like, I don't care. I love Tyler Hero in the spot. Bam Adebayo's in a great spot. I think both are great plays. I'm expecting them to be lower owned than some of the other spend ups on this slate. I think they're probably going to get squeezed because you have 80 right there. You have John Morant for 8.4. You have Trae Young at 8.8K. Like, way too cheap a price points here. So I think they'll get squeezed. I think they're great plays, just like yesterday's, off like potential chalk. Like I said, I played them over Josh Giddey, and that worked out fantastically, right? So like both of them quite a bit. Andrew Wiggins at 7.6K, not on a limit, played 35 minutes. Believe he lost a minute or two due to the blowout. Good producer, good rebounder. He's been very good on this Miami team. Good spot for him. He can do a little bit of everything. I wish the price point didn't go up to 7.6K, but I still think a very solid mid-range play if you need like a last piece in, or if you want to go out of your way to play him. I don't hate that at all. Khalil Ware at 5.7K. I'm just worried about the minutes, man. Like I think there's an off chance like they could even start someone else over Ware. I doubt it, but like slight chance it could happen. I'm just worried about the minutes. It's like only a large field tournament play for me from here on out. I just don't know. Rookies in the playoffs, like, hard to trust them. Davion Mitchell I love. I don't know why they're not pricing him up. Good spot for him. She'll play low to mid 30s minutes. He has the ball in his hands a ton. We've seen Tyler Hero's assist rate drops. We've seen Davion Mitchell's assist rates go up. He can get some rebounds. I mean, yeah, what's not to like? I think Davion's a great value play on this slate. I'll probably end up playing him tomorrow, depending on what his ownership is going to be. Jovic, like I said, I don't think plays. Even if he plays, probably a DMP. And then we get into the value. So Spo's going to do what Spo wants to do, right? Like I said, I would not play Burks. Like, I just have no confidence in his minutes at all. And he's not going to be as productive with the starters. And if he comes off the bench, I would not touch him at all. He could even DMP if he comes off the bench. Yeah, assuming Jovic doesn't play, then, like, yeah, I think Highsmith, Kyle Anderson are perfectly fine values. Like I said, they flip-flopped. I thought Highsmith was going to play a lot more than Kyle Anderson. That was not the case. Kyle played more than Highsmith. I don't know. I guess Spo just loves his veterans. Perfectly fine values, though. No strong takes there. I think the main standout for me is just Bam Adebayo, Hero, Davion Mitchell. I think Wiggins is pretty solid as well. All right, moving on to Atlanta. So, like, yeah, Miami's pretty tough defensively. They're susceptible to three-point shooting. That's mainly it. I think Trae Young's going to be really popular tomorrow just due to the price point. This is must-win. He's going to play 40 minutes. Not the best matchup. I actually took his under points, but yeah, I no issue with Trae. The reason why we didn't see like a massive game up against Orlando is because like it's really tough to facilitate against them, and like when Trae really has his big games, he probably goes for like 15 assists, which is what I said in my video prior. That's why you didn't see the massive game, because he didn't get you a double-double, plus the blowout, of course, but still played 40 minutes, right? He was on pace for a ton. Like Trae there, it's just way too cheap of a price point. I'm not really into a Okongwu at 7.1K in this matchup. It was a really bad match for him last game. He got into foul trouble, lost some minutes. Another really bad spot for him, so I'm not really too in love with Okongwu. I know the price point's down. I'm suspecting him to be really popular tomorrow at that price point, so I'll probably just end up being underweight there. Same with Dyson Daniels, another player. Like, I am not excited about much of these Atlanta guys, to be honest. Like, I'm expecting they'll be popular just due to the price points. I'm fine being underweight to all of them. Again, it worked out hugely up against Orlando. I think it's similarly here up against Miami, right? But the guy I do like here is Karis LeVert once again at 4.6K. She'll play 25-ish minutes. Good point per minute guy. He's going to chuck when he's out there. So I'm very high on Karis LeVert once again for value. He was one of the better performing value plays on this slate and still shot 3 of 11. So really like Karis LeVert here once again. I just don't trust the minutes for sure. Like there's ways that it could just go really bad for him. Like usage isn't going to be great. Price point's way down though, like 4.1K. I do think he's a good value. Just let ownership decide what you want to do there with Risher. Guy, here's the thing with Muhammad. If he gets backup 5 run, I'm more so okay with him. Because when he's getting that backup 5 run, that's when he's really producing. His rates at the 4 compared to the 5 are just such a big difference. And he gained minutes due to a Kongu foul trouble. But if we're going to give him like 19 to 20 minutes, I actually think he's a perfectly fine value. Not as good as he was up against Orlando because the price point's up at 4K. But if he does get that backup 5 run, I'm completely okay with him. I'm not into like anyone else. Niang, you could throw darts on in large field GPPs. I'm not really into man. I think that's mainly it. I think LeVert's just the best value on this team by far. I don't even think it's close. Followed by Risher, followed by Guy. All right, moving on to Dallas. I like a lot here, man. We can take a look at the rotation for Dallas here. That's Atlanta. Memphis, they leave shooters open, right? They usually try to trap the number 1 option. They'll leave shooters open. So that's the matchup note there. All right. Peter Washington, huge minutes. 80 huge minutes. Najee Marshall got hurt. He lost a little bit of minutes, but didn't play a lot in the 4th, which is annoying. Klay Thompson got huge minutes. And then the surprise here was Spencer Dinwiddie was DNP. I actually took his unders and they cashed because he subbed in due to the blowout. But the big surprise here is Gafford and Lively, they'll split the center position. They'll play some 80 backup 5. And then, we saw Brandon Williams play 18 minutes. We saw Caleb Martin play a little bit, and then Dante Exum played 20 minutes. I watched all of Jason Kidd's press conferences after the game. I couldn't find anything on why Spencer Dinwiddie was a DNP, but I guess we're just going to go under the assumption that he will be DNPing again here. All right, let's get into it. 80, best bet up on the slate, in my opinion. No one has his ceiling. Nobody has his floor. Going to play close to 40 minutes in a competitive game. Can grab steals, can grab blocks. I mean, matchup's fine. What's not to absolutely love about Anthony Davis on this slate? I think he's the best spend up on the board. I think P.J. Washington's okay. Rates at the 3 compared to when he was playing like the 4 and like his rates, what I'm trying to say with Anthony Davis, are way down. He did have a good game last game. Price point came down. I think he's a good filler play for me at 7K. Another good spot for him. Like he's a guy that can, it was a really good spot up against Sacramento. Kind of similar here. Like 3-point shooting up against Memphis. They're a 3-point funnel. So I think Pete is a good contrarian play. Gafford's still absurdly priced. He's unplayable at 5.9K. Lively should see teens minutes. You could throw darts on him in large field GPPs due to the price point coming down. Solid producer, so I don't mind that. Probably be really low owned. I really like Klay Thompson once again. I was extremely high on him in this game. Similar spot here. Well, Memphis just you can't leave Klay open, but like they're a 3-point funnel, right? Just comes down to if he hits his shots, right? Low floor, high ceiling, but good spot, right? So I'm really high on Klay once again here, and I really like Najee Marshall at 5.3K. I would say plays around 30 to 32 minutes. Another good producer that can stuff the stat sheet. Really liking the value here for Dallas. I don't know if I get into like Max Christie, no thank you. Dinwiddie, you can't play unless we find quotes on if he's going to be in. And then, Brandon Williams, good producer off the bench. If we can expect 18 to 20 minutes from him, I like him quite a bit for value. It's just going to depend on what ownership's going to be on him. And then Exum is playable. Don't mind that at all. All right, last but not least, let's move on to Memphis here. Ja Morant's going to play. Questionable tag. Excuse me if you hear yelling in the background. I apologize. Ja Morant's going to play. I'm expecting similar here. Eddie to play close to 30 minutes. Desmond Bane 40. Jaren Jackson Jr. 40. Scottie Pippen, I'm expecting to start once again. She'll play low 30s. Ja Morant close to 40. He was on pace for a lot more. He lost a couple minutes due to the injury. That's mainly it. Fine spot here. Dallas defense a lot better with AD back, but I think there's a lot to like here. I think John Morant 8.4, way too cheap. So really like John Morant. Jaren Jackson Jr. at 7.7 I think is too cheap. She'll play close to 40 minutes as long as he stays out of foul trouble. Very good in the mid-range. Desmond Bane's fine. Zach Edey priced up at 6.2K. It's not the best spot with 80 back, but he's playing the 4, so she'll get a lot of like Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford, who we do always like to target. I would say looking at center on this slate, I think 80 by far and away is your best option. But if you're looking at this like mid-range area, I think Edey is your second best option. Like Edey, I think Scottie Pippen's the best value play on the slate. Absolutely love him at 4.8K. I think Aldama's pretty good. But mainly for Aldama to absolutely nuke the slate, you're kind of going to need like Jaren Jackson Jr. foul trouble or Zach Edey foul trouble, which is what happened last game with Santi Aldama. That's why he got extended. Edey got into foul trouble. What else? Edey. Sorry if I'm getting that wrong again. What else? So I would not play Aldama with one of these two most likely. I'd probably make a rule against that. Outside of that, I don't think I'm going to get to any of these values. I think it's mainly Pip, Aldama, and then I like all the stars. Like, this slate's loaded with really good plays. I don't think I have any takes. I think everyone's mainly a good play here. I think 80 is my favorite spend up. I think Pippen's my favorite value. If I had a mid-range play, I think PJ's really interesting, man. Of course, I like Andrew Wiggins, but I'd rather play Jaren Jackson Jr. at the same price point or Desmond Bane, right? Yeah, so I think that's going to be it, guys. Hopefully you guys had a good first couple days of the play-in. I will be on Reddit, and I will talk to y'all later.